Do I have actually, I would like to make some changes to this agenda. If it is okay with you guys, I would like to meet again in like maybe a week or two. Um, my time tonight is a little tight because I'm actually still working. We're having a pretty big month, I guess. So I might move some of these things around, which, yeah, I'm going to move the website off of here for now.
Okay.
And we'll briefly touch on the new member packet. But other than that, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Awesome. Okay, so I sent you the minutes from the last meeting, an email. If you had a chance to look at that, do you feel comfortable voting on those?
Yes.
Any objections? Then we'll do that by acclamation and move on. Okay, so I learned today that Rec has been working on some events for July, I guess. Lauren, I'm going to rely on you because I'm going to assume that you probably know a little bit about it. And Rachel said she will get in touch with Sam and see if they need anything from us. So what I would like to do.
July 4th event. Are you Joshua? Because
no, it's something else. It's like a flea market. Hold on, let me pull this up.
like a swap meet kind of deal.
1 second.
I know they did something like that in July. A couple like hot dogs for the community, and then they had like people invited over to do selling their stuff.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago, and then we had to cancel it last year because of COVID.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was what they're talking about as far as the.
I don't know. That's weird because I thought we were supposed to get notified before that. I mean,
I think with like all the transitions going on and new hires and stuff, I think that there might be a little miscommunication on how that information gets around. And, you know,
no, that's cool. I wasn't criticizing. I was just.
No, I know. I'm just trying to figure it out myself. I just want, you know, I let Rachel know that we're at their disposal.
Okay.
So, you know, we got a lot of creative people here. And so, you know, if Sam reaches out, I want to be able to.
Hi, Ranger.
Ranger's reaching out.
Do you guys hear my background? I have some construction working. I don't know if I should mute or not.
I can't hear it.
All right. Yeah, someone's building something over there.
Hey. Ranger.
Ranger has an opinion. He wants to express it. He's very vocal and very passionate about this opinion about the July event.
I just have one question. Is the flea market what you're referring to?
He's still going. I'm so sorry. I think he's
what event is it, Laura? Do you know?
I was asking if you were referring to the swap or the flea market. When
Is that the event that Sam is talking about in July?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think that's what it is.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
Because we don't have a lot of events, so that must be the only thing.
Did they used to call that Bite of Sudden Valley or something?
Yeah,
like
the bite.
Yeah, they invited like a few food trucks. But it was nice because the board and a few volunteers, they did hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids and the family that came in. That was usually around, I think, July 4th. That was my first event. And then they had tables on the tennis court for vendors and people who wanted to sell whatever they want to sell, whether it's crafts or whether it's just a garage sale. And then they had ice cream for the kids too that day, like little sandwiches or cups. And they had Algarve had adult drinks, beverages in their little small garden. They call that a drink garden. And I actually met a few people I've never met before at that little drink garden. It was kind of nice. It was kind of like a community build up and all that.
Yeah, my daughter loved the. I think they had like a climbing.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah, the climbing something. They rented that, but I never. By the time we got there, I think it was gone or done.
The rock.
Yeah, I heard
wall.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
it was a
what the
drag.
budget is. What's the budget, Josh?
What's that?
What's the budget for it?
I need to find out about that. Before, I think the communications had 14 grand each year. So I will ask.
Well, since we're not doing the 4th of July, I'm assuming we have money for.
Well, I mean, this might be coming out of rec. Usually we'll have in the past. See, the thing is that's been really weird is that once we really started going, COVID happened.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were talking about doing like a, hey, please stop.
Yeah.
Starting to get on my nerves now. But so, you know, we were talking about doing a flea market and like maybe some like produce and stuff like that. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not sure
someone
what
brought their
happened.
produce too. I remember that from the garden.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So like our own little farmers market kind of deal.
Yeah. So it looks like well, I'll find out about the budget. I'll get my ducks in a row on that. But I put in the chat here the details of what they're looking to plan. So what I would like to do, at least for tonight, is put a list together of things that we can do to help support these events so that we have it down. And
I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. And we're ready to help them if they need our help, which I hope they will reach out and, we can take care of this. So, like the typical things, of course, we've got the website postings, we've got Facebook, email blast. What other kind of ways can we support the association for getting the word out for these events?
Lauren, I actually sent Sam an email yesterday about the Sun Valley Facebook recreation page or whatever, and it hasn't been updated since October of 2020. So I didn't know who was in charge of that, because a lot of the events that were going on right now is part of the recreation, like the swimming being open and all that stuff. Are you in charge of that, or are you just doing the main Facebook page? Or
so we Sam and I actually had a short meeting today, and he did bring that up. Unfortunately, we don't have the login credentials, and we are not we haven't been set as administrators to be able to go in and change that. We only have currently right now we only have access to the association Facebook.
So who has access to that?
So actually, I'll jump in there for just real quick. So the only person who has any kind of editing privileges on that page at the moment is myself.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to contact Facebook to get that changed to admin credentials. I believe when our previous rec manager left, the admin section was left vacant. So I'm hoping it'll be a fairly easy process since there's none listed on the page.
Yeah.
I'm the only active editor.
Because I remember when Maddie was there, she was pretty active. Whoever was on it was pretty active on it. So they were like post things about whatever's going on with the park and rec. And I mean, I liked it because I wanted to find out. So obviously, I think it's an effective tool, Joshua, as far as another venue.
So here's, we briefly touched on this, was it last meeting or the meeting before? And, this is just my thought. So, if you have any different ideas, just let me know. I think we should combine those pages. I think we should download the content from Parks and Rec, because you can do that on Facebook. Just get all that stuff so we don't lose it. Kill that page and, start posting this stuff on our regular Sudden Valley page so that we can promote that page in the views and elsewhere, and I guess the thing is, I don't want Lauren getting bogged down on doing all these posts. So what can we do from our end to kind of help facilitate getting some of these items up on Facebook so that, you know, you don't have to spend a ton of time on it, Lauren?
Well, I remember in your last meeting, which I thought was really good, is that we need to expand our social platform, not just the website and not just Facebook. I love the idea of Twitter and I love Instagram. Instagram right now is just really big, especially now that they got more of the TikTok kind of application, which is called Reel. So I think what we're missing, as far as you were talking about how we wanted to be the fun, like we wanted to advertise and, you know, build on the community part of it. And the website, for me, my personal opinion, is a little bit standoffish and it's hard to maneuver. I mean, and I'm pretty techie, so
You're
I found it
preaching to
just-
the choir.
yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I was saying
And-
last meeting. I
and-
watched it. I'm like, I'm so on that. I agree. And like, I want to be a part of that because I feel like part of Kosher Middle School, I do that. And I link them all together. So all I have to do is post it on one and it'll like share all the other ones. So you don't have to like move them from group to group or from social media. You just do one post and you share it and it's all three. And so it's less work for you, Lauren, if you do that way. And I have a page. I've been doing it for 2 years now for Kosher Middle. And it's so easy just to like post it and then like it'll just go on its own instead of you having to log on and have different accounts.
Yeah, I've been poking around our Facebook to look into some of the automations. So yeah, I'm familiar with that, and really, I don't mind doing these posts. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my background and my degree is in marketing. So this is
Your cup of
my
tea.
domain. I love
Yeah.
it. So I really don't mind doing it. When it comes to like graphics, things like that, like, please, I really do love it. And if nothing else, it gives me really great, it gives me a good chance to explore my creativity and expand my skills and get some experience. So
Yeah.
again, I really don't mind doing it.
So what would be, I'm not saying that, Lauren, just to clarify, to take you off of it. I'm just saying, like, I just want to be able to help you with these things. So what would be the best way for us to get you that information? Just email it directly to you and then say, hey, this is kind of when we want to post.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd love
Okay.
to at some point sit down and just make a general outline of a content calendar, because I think that would give a lot more direction and a lot more structure. And that way the ideas aren't just up in our head, they're down on paper, they're down with specific dates, specific things that we want to cover, upcoming events, things like that. And we can plan out promotion for if there's going to be an event later in the month, we can plan and schedule specific promotions to promote that event. So does that make sense? Sorry.
And it's easier for us to, Josh, and as far as everyone else, to share that. So all we have to do as, individual community members, we just take her post and we share it on the whatever Facebook group that we are in. And it doesn't require that much. I mean, I know you, Anne has shared meetings with the BOD, and that's how I think the word gets out that way. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not in every single group. I've narrowed down to just basically 2 now. It's a little bit toxic in some other groups. So I'm in the moms group and I'm in the neighborhood group. So I am more than willing to, like, once, you have an event there, I just like share it. And it's so easy, takes 2 seconds. And I think that gets the word out a lot more than even just posting it on the website or even posting it on the actual Facebook page part. And I think all of us are all in various books. I mean, just between 3 or 4 of us, we pretty much hit all the groups.
Okay, well, I'll get a plan together I'll ask you guys where you're at, and I just want to make sure we're all closing the loop so we're not overdoing it or anything. And Lauren, one thing that I mean, this kind of jumps off of this since we're talking about it. I know some of the news posts on the site do get filtered through Facebook. Is there a way that maybe we can put an image with some of those posts so that it kind of breaks it up a little bit on the actual news feed for Facebook? I mean, we'll eventually, you know, baby step our way into having like kind of custom posts for everything. But if we put like an image, like the burn ban, if we just put like an image with it, and it doesn't automatically generate the thumbnail for Sudden Valley, it might break up that feed a little bit better. And that's something that we can probably start doing now.
Yeah, I can make some thumbnails that correspond with the category that it's I guess posted under.
Okay.
And we can do it like that. Oh, there was something I was about to say
Before I interrupted
Brain fart.
everything.
Yeah, brain fart. I have those a lot.
Yeah, I can whip up some thumbnails based on the categories.
Okay. Even if
Do
you
we
just
want it
find
as
like
text or no text.
what's that?
Do we want it to have text or no text?
Well, doesn't it already have text when you post it? It's just text.
I'm talking about the thumbnail.
Oh.
Yeah, I would delete the I'm not sure how WordPress does it, but I would delete the preview link and just put like an image, no text on the image. You know, if you could find something. I've been taking pictures of things, so
Oh, you have?
I'm going to create a repository, and I'm going to talk to Trang about that too, since she watched the meetings, but
I watch them all day long on Wednesday.
yeah, that sounds
cup
like
of
the
tea and
life.
coffee, and I turn you guys on every.
That's awesome. Well, you know, if you do have some images, Trang, of around the area here, please send them to me, and we're gonna work on creating a repository for some of these things so that,
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
you know, we have some nice lifestyle, environmental shots and all that kind of stuff. But so yeah, I would do a regular image and then take a snippet from the article and put that in the preview of the post, and then they can click the link to go read the whole thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that what Trang was saying with sharing it between groups is, yeah, I think that's a great way to get the word out further. I just want to make sure that we are starting to shift, or that we don't go too far down the path of having them go to Facebook to check it. We're trying to figure out how to reposition the site as a source of, as the main source, the primary source of information, since, you know,
It
that's
should
what
be.
it's there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a little bit difficult with the organization. I know it's kind of a chicken and the egg thing. And I know that it's a pain to navigate. Trust me, I stare at it all day.
I tried.
Well, I think
When
from
we
our
were looking
previous
at it, I
meetings-
tried to stare at it.
from our previous meetings, we pretty much have it down. I just need to do the initial design so I could get some, get board approval for some quotes.
Oh, something that I learned today. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but somebody called who used to be on some committee or the board or something. They were looking at that time. They were looking to get svca.com, and he called and he told me that that domain has since opened up. So.
Oh,
svca.com.
Yeah.
What do we need to do to have that purchased?
That is an excellent question. I figured I would just put that out there, but I'd be happy to look into it and see what it would take to get it purchased, because that would certainly fit easier on
Yeah.
business
Well, I mean,
cards, things.
yeah.
like that.
That would be a good redirect to have too. And, you know,
Yeah.
if it's just a regular domain and it should be like 12 or 14 bucks, I can send Glenn a note on it now.
are you gonna fund it? Should we do a GoFund account, Joshua?
Yeah, you can pay me back in El Agave drinks if you want.
Hey, that was just a suggestion.
No, I liked it. It was a big tease. I'm like, I gotta
Just so
work.
nice
Come on
today.
now.
I'd rather be outside than zooming
You are
in.
outside. Stop.
I know,
complaining.
that's what I want. I'm zooming in for the last, I don't know how many months at school, so I just like to be outside when I can.
Yeah. So all that sounds good. Budget, I will find out. So for the events, we talked about Facebook, website. What other things do you see that we can help with as far as our committee goes? Like, to me, I want to be able to have a chance at branding some of these events because that's the stuff that I love.
I like that too.
And that can be all. I'm not saying that, hey, I'm just going to do that, but like we can brainstorm what this can look like, names, etc. So that's one section of it. Banners, signage, or whatever else that we need for for the events.
Yeah.
Have we ever advertised among our local businesses like Agave in the market? And have we put our events, like have they allowed us to put it on their windows somewhere or something like that, like a week or two before?
I'm not sure, but we'll add that to the list.
I think that'd be good. I mean, the signs near the mailbox, I think we've done before, right? Around all the mailbox.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with those signs. That's another thing I need to look into.
And remove them because they were ugly, he said.
Well, yeah. So that's the front ones. I know they have the other ones where they were doing stuff with.
And they were.
Just for those who are not online or on social, I mean, everybody gets mail, so obviously, I think everyone gets mail.
Or like you can be like my neighbor who doesn't ever check his mail.
I was gonna say it's gonna overflow.
So I think the question is really more for Lauren, what she needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on the signage and graphics, I'd love to collaborate and either come up with some preliminary ideas or brainstorm with Sam and bring you a more finished product and have you guys sort of see what you'd like to tweak or whatever. Josh, I know that you're busy with your job, and since this is my job, I really don't mind doing it. And like you, I enjoy it.
And Lauren, I don't have a job, so I have a sub job that I sub. So I am more than happy to step in and help you kind of brainstorm and, help you with any art graphic. Because, I mean, I'm kind of like both you guys. I just get the kick out of it, and it's fun to be artistic. And that's kind of my way of also expressing my creativity too. So I am always here, and I can always help you any way I can possibly do.
Cool. Yeah, I can get with Sam and see what sort of promotions he wants to put out there. I know at one point this is only for community members, correct? Or is this typically opened up to the general public as well?
For the
if it's an event, it's open to the general public.
Okay.
Everything is. I mean, we're a nonprofit.
Yeah, I just want to double check.
Yeah.
I don't recall where I put it, but I do know that in the mail, since our business is up on Google Business, we got a credit for like, it was either $100 or $150 in ad campaign credit. And so I can look into where I put that. I need to go through my files and find that. I knew one day
Is that for,
and we would need it.
who is that for?
It was through.
Or that's what you have to find out. Sorry.
No, it was
Okay.
through-
Okay. So like
And,
display ads or AdWords or, okay.
Display ads. I really
That's probably what it
one of
is.
the two.
That would be good to have.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind getting my feet wet doing some actual like paid campaigns. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lauren, do you also do the e-blast too? Is that you that sent that out?
That's been
And you use Canvas for your art and stuff for that?
yeah, Canva and some Publisher. I'm trying to get into Illustrator a little bit.
It looks great.
Oh, thanks.
I use your picture all the time when I share.
Hmm?
I use your pictures all the time when I share the info.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I just copy, paste it, and then share it.
Nice.
What else should we think about on this? I guess we need to wait to hear back from Sam and
Yeah.
see what.
It seems like we don't, have enough info to really know what we're.
Yeah,
going to
I'm just thinking in
vote.
general too, like if we get something else down the road, what would be good to have. And yeah. So
Cool.
anything else on that for right now? Just kind of hold the fort.
Well, I don't know if this is part of it, but is there any way we can get the SV View online? Because you know how much I love the SV View magazine.
What, to like not print it anymore?
No, I meant, you sure you're going to have it printed because there are people who
It's
need
online.
it. Is there a way
It
we
is,
can link it?
yeah.
Yeah, there's
sorry,
a
Anna.
whole archive of them.
So we can just link them on our website and that's
It's on
where
our
we can read it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah, you can go back there and read some from like 1934.
Oh, awesome.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm serious. I would love that. It reminds me of the old school libraries. We used to film. I don't know if I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Microfiche.
screen.
Yeah.
Microfiche,
Well,
yeah.
I love those. Used to go to college and do that all the time.
That's awesome. So yeah, I just, like Lauren, I remember when we had this, I think it was a town hall, and then we had like A-frame signs out there and they would get wet and the paper would run and stuff. So I think if we're going to do a regular event, something that we do at work is where we get like a decent looking A-frame, and then you just have like a 24 by 36 printed on corrugated, and then just Velcro it to the A-frame.
Yeah, here I can explain the printing process a little bit better. So we have the big design jet printer, right? And we
Right.
print them, and then up until now, we've been placing them in plastic sheets. I figured out a way to make them pretty much waterproof for the most part, by sealing them more thoroughly than what I was doing, which was just like a couple staples along the bottom. And that's why they would get so trashed with the gate signs as well. So now that I have that kind of down pat, it should be easier. I asked probably roughly a year ago about why we don't print on like waterproof paper or things like that for the design jet, and I was told it was really expensive. So, and I figure that it's probably not. It's not on the highest. It's not highest on the list of things that need to get upgraded. So, I can still do them in the plastic sheets and have, and those will stay pretty solid.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's gone to Clean Green and seen those signs, but I like to think I perfected it. Not going to make any promises.
I'll
but
check it out when I'm out
Actually.
there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Website. Trang, I'm going to send you some information that we've talked about with the site over our last couple meetings. Even if you've seen it, I'm going to send you the wireframe and stuff like that is put together. And I have a goal in the next couple weeks to try to get a look and feel done for that for you guys to look at, and then we can kind of
Test it out.
yeah, test it out. Lauren, I'm not sure how into like web stuff you are. I'm not really too huge into it, but I started working in this program called Adobe XD, and
I've heard about that.
it's so cool. It saved me
Yeah?
so much time at work to create like prototypes and wireframes and stuff. So I'm going to try to do a couple of pages of the website in this so you guys can actually click around, and then we'll see, like, you know, how does this feel? And yeah, and if it seems like it'll be a little bit less clunky to work with, and if it's going to have the, you know, I'm just going to use whatever images I can use, and, you know, we won't look at it from that standpoint, but I'll still try to make it look pretty. And then, you know, we're just going to check out the functionality and see if that's what we go for.
Yeah.
And then once we get to a point of, you know, this is what we like, I'm going to bring it to the board and see what we can do as far as getting estimates around. And then hopefully we can get this done by the end of the year. That's the goal.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be great. I have a little bit of practice in HTML, CSS, and I would love to, you know, have the opportunity to get better and also make the website better. So I'd be happy to take a look at that one at a time.
Okay. Cool. And the last thing that we had on the list was the new member packet, which I keep putting off because it's a bear, but we need to get this done. And I think Lauren sent some stuff, I think in January or February. And I'm not sure if that's what I was asking about the other day. I'm not sure if you've done anything else to it. I wasn't trying to be like, hey, is this done?
No, it's okay.
I just want to send it to the group again. So if you've got an updated doc, could you send that to all of us?
Yeah, I actually added a new document, it's basically a table of contents for the packet itself, saying, hey, this is what you're going to find on each side, the left side, the right side of the folder. And it just has a short description with it. I'm also thinking about putting in like an unofficial rules and regulations quick guide, similar to what's in the ACC policies at the beginning, where it just breaks down just by kind of like an index or a glossary. No, an index. Just because specifically for the ACC policies, since that's our longest governing document, that can be really daunting, especially to new homeowners, and when they're thinking like, I'm moving, I have all these things in my wheelhouse, and I have to read through this whole packet just to paint my house. Like, so I think that index in the beginning really helps make it more absorbable. So I've been trying to sit down and do guides or indexes for all of the policies.
Okay.
Unofficial, so that like it's not going to be an appendix. We just went through changing the appendix O on the ACC policies, and I think that if we were to put it through the board every time, I think that would be I think it would bog it down and make it would take longer to update it and keep it current with the policies. So it's just going to be an unofficial, but just very bare bones. This is what you find here, 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 and here.
Okay. So Trang, briefly, what we talked about a while ago was updating our new member packet. And, you know, not a lot of people have even received these in the past. I got one. I think Bruce Bishop dropped it off to me. Realtor didn't give me anything. And I know, you know, people ask for it. People can't find their mailboxes and stuff like this. So
I got one too.
Did you?
When I moved, they actually mailed it to me. Lisa mailed it. I called the office because I actually bought the house and then moved back. Was in California while he was closing and all that. She mailed it to me in the mail, which was nice. It was a pretty overwhelming package because there was a lot of information in it that I didn't even know like where. My only suggestion would be, if you do that, I would wait for a month before you give it to them, just so that if you're in the process of moving and all that stuff, that's going to either get lost or it's just not going to be looked at. So like a welcome package for maybe a month once they're settled into it would be ideal instead of in the chaos of it, because honestly don't think I would. I don't think I looked at it because I wasn't there.
Well, it wasn't
So-
pretty enough. We got to make it pretty and compelling.
Well, I don't
and
know if that would help. When you're moving, you're not looking at anything but boxes and wrapping
Hey,
paper
I'm looking
and
for
all
my
that
mail.
stuff.
Where's my mailbox at? No one told me.
Yeah.
Changed the packing slips to a very bright blue.
Oh wow.
I actually, I agree, Train. But from what the feedback that I've gotten is the people who move in, they'll actually call and be like, "Is there anything I need? Am I supposed to?"
Yeah, I mean, if they call, definitely give it to them. But I don't know if you want to do it like right away. I mean, I don't mind like even 2 or 3 weeks. Just
I
because,
wanted mine right away.
Yeah.
that's something. If they
Yeah.
want it, they can definitely, you'll have it in the package there. But my realtor actually was the one who told me about it. Some realtors will, and they know about
Yeah.
it.
That's what I've heard from new residents. Typically, we're notified of when the title changes and when the transfer fee and all the costs are paid. That's when it runs through our system. We aren't necessarily notified when they do move in. So in order to capture everyone, I generate a report through C3 based on date ranges and account types. And then that's where I get my list for mailing. So because I would really hate for somebody to move in and then later mention to somebody, what's the deal with this? And they'll say like, oh, you didn't get a packet. And, I want everybody to feel welcome, like they weren't left behind or they fell through the cracks or
That's a
anything.
good
No, I
point.
totally agree with that. And if there's any way we could consolidate it, would be awesome. But if we can't, can we, like by chance, because I know like nowadays, especially realtors, I get a drive with all my documents in it, which is nice because then I can look at it in my leisure. And I know a lot of people don't have that computer or whatever, but it would save so much paperwork. And she did nice. It was like a little house that it was a UPS drive that had all the information. If I ever need it, I would have it in there so I can just look at it. Just a suggestion.
could
I don't
have
know
that
if that's
option.
possible.
I think that's a good option.
Yeah.
I would definitely keep the tangible
Yeah.
for us people who like collecting a bunch of
No,
stacks of
I
paper.
definitely tangible for those who want to touch it and read and see it.
Yeah.
But a drive would be less paper and it's easy to maintain and keep. And then there's not a lot of stuff in there that I initially need or want in the beginning, but it's helpful later on. Then I can go to my little, USB and say, okay, now I need to do something with the ACC. How do I do that? And I just go in and look for that information versus, I don't know if they keep it all in the file because literally it took us 6 or even 8 months before we need to do something with our house. And I don't know how many people keep a package for 6 to 8 months, unless
You just got to
like
put it
loan
in your
docs.
junk drawer. Don't you have a junk drawer? You got to
I
have a
have a
junk
tax
drawer where
file.
all
I
the
have a
things that you
file
don't
for all
think
my
you'll need.
taxes. My husband will tell you I am a hoarder. I keep everything. I even have my 2nd grade report card. That's how bad it is. But I'm just speaking in general that if we are moving toward this more like paperless society and all this stuff, that having that drive for those who requested, maybe you can give them as an option.
Yeah, I
Would
think
you
an
like the
option is good.
paper or would you like it in all in a drive?
Yeah.
Now you said the most important thing. Sorry, Lauren, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, yeah, I can talk to Gil and see if there's any point that in the transferring process that they can choose if they want a physical packet or not. I also think that, Train, when did you move in?
2018 in November.
Okay, so actually when I got here, my first project that I took on was to overhaul the new resident packet and send them out to remedy a couple month backlog of them. So what you got probably has a lot of different information than what current new residents have.
Right.
I've tried to, improve the look of the folder itself. It has a sticker that says, we're so glad you're here. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call anytime from this hour to this hour. Here's our phone number. And I would like to make more improvements, running them by you guys, of course, and by sourcing resident feedback on what would, I guess, help make them feel more welcome or what's really useful for them. I do think that, having something physical, tangible in the mail with the information, it does hold more physical weight. And oddly enough, I actually prefer to read things out on paper than I do digitally.
No, my husband too. He only likes to read books, not the tablets where you swipe.
Yeah.
That could be a good thing to put on our survey next time we do a survey, is how people like their information
Yeah.
given to them.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
So Trang, you hit on the main point of what we need to do and that's the consolidation and clarification on some of these, some of the materials, and organizing it in a way where, we can put some of those lifestyle, amenity, and, the best things about Sudden Valley into one portion of this packet. And then the other things, like such as rules and regs, can always get printed out and included with the folder. I have an idea for this. I briefly showed Lauren like a little rough, terrible sketch that I did in the office, but I'll diagram it out of what I was thinking. You guys can let me know. And I guess my question for the group is, how is it best for us to, because Lauren's going to have a different perspective, and we're going to have to, it's already been proven right here with Trang wanting a USB and, Lauren wanting a printed piece. So what I'm trying to wonder is, how do we organize this in a way that makes sense for all of us to be able to collaborate? And, Ann and Liz, I know for sure, are really good writers. And I think the new member packet is an opportunity to create some content that, to your point, Lauren, which is really great about welcoming new members and creating our voice as Sudden Valley through this process, which can also go to the website and go to Facebook. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, and sorry if I'm rambling, I just have to talk to process this stuff out. In my mind, I think we should create a shared document that we can prioritize the items that are in the new member packet, look at them and see hey, maybe this should just be a link to the website that's called out. Maybe this shouldn't be a part of it. Maybe we emphasize this park section more, or, we need a map here, so on and so forth. And if I'm over talking stuff that you've already done, Lauren, please forgive me. I'm just going through it. But once we get that organization down, then we take a look at the copy and the content and, how do we want to showcase our community to new residents? What is this like, or how do we sound to them? And we put it together in a nice little package that could either be on a USB or it could be tangible, and people get it and it has the stuff that they need. And I I saw the index thing. I think that's great. I think we can even do a page that's I wouldn't call it this is just my words for right now, but Sudden Valley pro tips. These are the top 10 things that you need to know to get you situated in this place, Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to try to piece something together in the next few days and share it with you guys. Lauren, if you have any further updates on just not really the ACC or any of that kind of stuff, but the main content, if you could send that to the group, that would be super helpful. And then maybe we just kind of split up and create little, there's only a few of us, but, mini teams and attack some of these things, and we'll get it together and, you know, meet our requirement for the year based off our charter. Does that sound good? Am I going in
Yeah.
circles here? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I
that
think
sounds
that's
I
great.
think it's great.
All right. Sorry, I'm unloading a lot, Train. I'm just, you know, we've done a lot of talks, and I just want to continue and, you know, get these things done. And as far as that goes, does anyone have anything else at the moment? Okay.
Well, I just want to tell you, as like a new committee member and just watching you guys in action the last few times, I really enjoy this conversation because there was a lot of things that I was thinking of, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's right there, and I want to be, you know, and that's probably why I chatter as much as I am right now, because I'm really excited about getting my hands into doing these ideas. And some of the ideas I'm not going to tell you. I mean, I'm probably going are really stupid and far out because it's just the first thing that comes out of my head. But I love the collaboration and the like brainstorming aspect of this. That's why I personally wanted to take part of this committee, because I feel like, I mean, if anyone knows anything about me, communication is such a huge thing for me, and just for meeting the people that I live with and around. I mean, I know we're in different gates and we are often isolated within those gates, so it's very important that we unite, and the communication aspect of this board and of this committee is what's going to unite Sun Valley as a whole, and not like gate 1, gate 2, gate 5. You know, we are here as a group, and that's makes me excited to take part of that, and hopefully I can contribute and bring that community aspect into it.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you joined. You've been kind of emailing me back and forth for a long time now. So
I know. I'm like, Josh, can we get rid of the view? I mean, there's so many things, Josh. I love your explanation on it, because to me, like, I love the way you always respond, and then you make me think about the other aspect, because I'm always sometimes more just focusing on what my needs and my wants and what I think everybody wants, but then taking the perspective of like, okay, you know, there's 5 or 10 people that like the view and they want to read it and they want to like do puzzles on it. I don't know. Like, I just want to toss it and put it in as firewood, but
Yeah.
that's just me. After I read it, though, I do read it, and I toss it.
well, there's the thing.
I mean, I do
So
read it.
we're going to talk about that some more. I definitely think we have an opportunity to change the views, to make it more into something that you'd probably want to read more. And, you know, that includes more artists, more musicians, more things going on. It's just a matter of getting this stuff set. It's a lot of work, but I'm glad you like, you know, how the committee goes. You know, I want to make this more of a creative type of environment versus just a process and procedural, another extension of the board, you know, like even Robert's rules. It's weird. I think it kind of, you know, it's not good for creative areas, but you know, we're bound to using that where we have to.
Right.
But yeah, don't feel like any of your ideas are not good. I say bring all your ideas. We do this thing at work. We call it the monkey table, where everyone just like, well, we do it virtually right now, and we just kind of just spit all of our ideas, and some of them are just absurd. But you know, you might have an idea that's completely ridiculous, and I might be able to riff off of it, and you know, or someone else can, and it turns into something completely different and unique and awesome out of, you know, what you felt or feared that might not have been one. So, you know, no judgments. We might joke about something, but you know, I think all ideas are great to bring up. On that note, I have to go and finish work, unfortunately, and I have some stuff that I need to get around for everyone, and I owe you a few emails, Trang. But does anyone have anything else for the moment?
Are there anyone on here? I don't even know, John.
Yeah, we do actually.
We
Good
have
call.
that.
We do have property owner comments next, and we have
anyone
one
on there?
visitor. So
Do have a visitor, yeah. So if they'd like to chime in, they're welcome to just by using the raise hand feature in Zoom, and I'll bring you into the meeting. Leave whether we should move on here up to Josh.
I guess we're good to go. So I might try to schedule a meeting for a couple weeks so that we kind of have two next month, if that's okay with you. I'll see what works with everyone. What were you gonna say, Lauren?
I was actually, and this, I can email you about this later, but what would be the process for potentially moving this committee meeting time? Because I feel like every time that we're right before finance, we're sort of pigeonholed to just under an hour. And
Yeah.
I feel like our brains are full to burst. We all have a lot of really great ideas, and I'd love it that if we had the allotted time for all of those.
Okay. I will get with John and whoever else I need to get with and see what options we have open for meeting times and see what will work best for everyone. We'll coordinate that. I agree. I don't think finance is meeting tonight, but I do have to go. So unfortunately,
It wasn't
you guys are welcome here to talk and, you know.
Yeah, do we really need you to be present, Josh?
No, you don't. You can just talk about how awesome my beard is when I leave
Pretty awesome.
the meeting.
He has a
Pretty
lot
awesome.
to say.
I'm gonna start growing one too.
You should.
We'll compete.
I think everyone needs a beard.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you. And thanks again, Trang. I'm glad you joined our committee. If no one has anything else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, John and Lauren.
guys.
See you guys later.
Bye-bye. See everybody
everybody.
later.